Starting.
Are we live yet, Holmes?
Wait. We are officially live.
Oh!
I lost Bill. There
All right!
All right, hang tight. Let me give you this link. Hold on 1 second.
I need a link.
I'm going to give you a link so you can share if you like. OldFatGuyBMX.
Wait a second. I got to do a link?
Oh, you don't have to. I'm just giving it to you.
Oh.
Share it.
I put it on there, the facebook.com / OldFatGuyBMX.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put that on there today. I posted that already.
All right.
Is that what you were going to do?
No, I was giving you the actual live link to this.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that might be good.
You should have it in your messenger.
All right, so I got to go get that then. Man, I got to do it.
I'm putting you to work, Bill.
This is all on my phone. All right, are we live though? And
we are live, and it's 7:57. So, all right, do the share, and then let's get in the business.
All right, I'll be right back.
You turned off your camera.
Fucking Stony crack. You're cracking me up, dude. What?
There you are. Okay.
I got to turn the camera off?
No, we.
Hang on,
we need camera.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
Oh, you're holding it sideways. Turn it.
Well, I got it. Right, but I got to share real quick. That's what I'm saying. I can't do both if I'm on here.
Share it, and then let's do this.
But I still love technology. All right. I got to go feed Tina the ham. I'll be right back. I still got you, though.
All right. I am sharing.
So let me see here. I'm going to share this.
I'm sharing it, too. We're going to have a lot of people watching us. Let's see. All right. I am ready on this side. Share now.
All right, we're back.
Okay.
Ow!
We're back. We have 9 people already in the chat room. What's up, y'all? All right. I'm going to introduce you. Wait, what's that? Master Blaster Planet? Okay, let me turn this.
Taste the rainbow of Master Blaster Planet. That's a shout out for Kip. Anyway.
All right. Here's my introduction. Actually, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. I am Stony. I am an old fat guy who is failing miserably at everything BMX except for this video. And I'm excited to do this because my guest he may or may not know this, but every time I'm around him, I geek out a little bit and I turn into a fan and I try not to show it. And then he's over here like has all this energy. Ladies and gentlemen, he is former Team Haro, owner of Pulse BMX Parts, Wonder Wheels BMX, Master Blaster. What am I leaving out here?
That's Kip's. Now that's Kip's company right there, Master Blaster Plant, but all that other stuff and then some. You still got like Indie Industries. We started Standard. Yeah, it just keeps on going. A lot of tricks, a lot of sticks.
I thought you were on Team Master Blaster then? Okay, yeah. That's what it was. I was close.
I'm on what's called Bro Factory. Helping out your homie.
Bro Factory. Helping out the homies. Like you've been.
Yeah, man.
Like you're a pretty big deal in BMX. Like, do you realize that? Or do you just like, what's it like to be you?
Not really.
Like,
No, man. I mean, I just treat it just like it is like when I was a kid popping wheelies, I don't really, the funny thing is it is kind of funny when I go to some of these big events And you see all these dudes that you grew up riding with, and they're over there signing autographs, and you're still over there riding in the parking lot or riding in the pavilion next to them or in the pavilion with them while they're signing autographs. That's what's really funny. That's what really cracks me up. You know, it's like, I mean, I know I could be over there signing autographs, but I'd rather be riding, you know. But it's just funny that, I mean, I guess I don't know, man. I mean, I'm kind of just one of the dudes that hang out and ride. You know, I don't try to put myself on that pedestal. And I think that's what really keeps me grounded to having fun with it and not like kind of believing the hype. I mean, I know what I've done. Don't get me wrong, man. I mean, I've done some pretty awesome stuff in the sport, and I love that. And that's what keeps me going, you know, is that like there's more great stuff to be done. But I don't know, man. I don't get lost in the hype of it. You know what I mean? I just try to be me and as real as I can and have fun with it. That's the main goal. Is, you know, there's not really a challenge to that. It's just, you know, look for the positive in anything, you know, and then enjoy it.
But like the way I was watching Todd Vance's video of the, I want to say 98 bicycle stunts contest at Hoffman Estates at Scrap, and you were in there, and
okay,
it was like it was you, Dave Mira. I wrote it down. Hang on one second. Okay, it was you, Dave Mira.
Class, man. Before I quit competing.
McCoy was there, Rob Nolly was there, K-Rob was there, and like all throwing hammers. And does it ever mess with you? Like you never got the MTB TV show, or you never got the ridiculous Red Bull money sponsorship, or like the people just throwing money at you just because you're you and what you do on your bike? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. Obviously to have money and, you know, living that's the hype right there. That's the dream, you know, for some people. And it kind of, for some, it's short lived. But for me, I chose another road that went away from that. Those paychecks kind of came and went, you know, you didn't know what you're going to get. I mean, you could do really well and then you might go in a big slump. And that's the roller coaster we live in. What I did with shows is continue to go out there and stay out there in the limelight and promote the sport while these other riders are out there grabbing the limelight on TV and whatever else it was, you know, and living that rock star lifestyle, man. I was in it 24/7 all year long. As those contests kind of came and went, and that was it for them, you know, from time to time. Not to knock anything like that. It just wasn't me. You know, I wasn't going to continue to get hurt and go to the next contest from the injury from before and still try to make it. It was like, you know, and that was one of the things that's part of it, you know, but if you were going to continue to make a living, it was really hard at that time because there wasn't a lot of money until later on in, you know, latter part of the 90s. So I'm not bummed about that at all. I mean, I made my living and I chose that long before that ever came into play with everybody. So a lot of people really had to struggle and a lot of people faded off even more in between then and there. I didn't. I never quit riding. You know, I've been doing shows the whole time. So I've been doing my, you know, all my competitions, you know, with whatever I do, you know, to go out there and continue to do it. You know, that's my goal is, you know, to go out there and continue to do this. And that's what I love doing. So I'm not bummed at all about missing out on any of that. I'm stoked that a lot of my friends got to enjoy that. You know, this sport offers a lot of avenues, a lot of roads to go down. And that's one of the ones that some people chose to do. I didn't really go that route. Could have. I mean, could you imagine if I had that same energy now that I had then, you know, back then, and I went that route? I mean, dude, who knows what would have happened?
Well, I see your personality and like your energy, and I don't know why someone didn't say, let's put this person on his own TV show. Like that does not compute.
You ready for my theory on
Let's
that one?
Let's hear your theory on that one.
My timing, hey, my whole life, man, I keep thinking the way you think right there. And this is what I keep coming up with. It may be kind of nuts, man. And then I started to accept it. I was like, God, my timing is always off, man. If it was just 1 year later or before, or if I just done this or that. And I mean, I'm really close. I've done some, you know, like I said, some pretty awesome stuff. But if it was just like a little bit earlier, if I had just done this, you know, before that. And I looked at that and I'm like, God dang it, man, that's the story of my life. But then I realized that my timing's not off. My timing's right on. The stuff that I'm doing is incredible. It's just happening at that time in that moment, you know, and it didn't happen before I wanted it to. We all want things to happen before they do, but so realistically, my timing is right on. You know what I mean? I'm right in the right time frame. Just because I haven't done it doesn't mean I'm not going to do it yet. Is what I'm getting at. So sooner or later, somebody's going to see it. You're going to be right for the moment. And that's what it comes down to, is when you're right for the moment, you know, maybe it just hasn't happened yet. And that's where I'm like, some things just haven't happened yet because I haven't done them yet. So
Right.
again, man, some weirdo's going to call me up and say, hey, dude, we like what you got. Why don't you come over here and let's see what we can do with that. And I'll be like, all right, let's go. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely.
It's, yeah, again, it comes down to the passion and what you have in here and what you can do with it, you know?
Well, let's rewind a little bit. Actually, let's rewind a lot. Because I do get back though.
All right, here we go.
So, I do want to come back to this, and you're going to see in a little bit how it all ties together. What's your very first BMX memory of Bill Nitschke on a bike?
I got a bike the very first time. It had training wheels on it, and this was in, I still want to say it was like right around like 77, 78, and it had training wheels on it, and I rode that thing for probably 5 minutes, and I'd already kind of, the training wheels weren't too tight, so I was leaning on it a lot, so I was starting to get my balance right there in that middle point. I was like, all right, take these things off. And the training wheels came right off within just a few minutes, and I took off, and within about 5 more minutes, I crashed, man, and ate it, and I scraped up my knee. And, you know, you're a little kid, like in second grade or whatever grade I was in at that time. And I was like, ah! And I got my first Band-Aid on my knee from a bike accident that very first day within, like, I'd probably be within 10 minutes of riding a bike from pedaling it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And put a Band-Aid on, went back out, and I didn't stop after that. I never, ever quit pedaling after that. And that's the story of my life right there.
About how old were you when you decided, okay, I want to pop wheelies and do tricks?
It was, okay, so I was riding that year, and that very next summer, that's when I kind of came across who Evel Knievel was. And I saw him popping wheelies, you know, and then I also had that crank up Evel Knievel I got for Christmas. They're reintroducing that, by the way. I think I saw a commercial. Maybe that was just a joke, but either way, it was kind of funny to watch it.
I hope they do. I had one. It was awesome.
So I watched him popping wheelies, and I was like, wow, man, that was really cool. I want to do that. And that's when I learned how to pop wheelies. And you got to keep in mind, my bike was like a Murray. It wasn't a Team Murray, it was a Murray. Mm-hmm. And it had a banana seat, I think big old tall kind of handlebars, and a coaster brake. So you had to, popping wheelies, you know, I had to learn that balance point. And that was so cool because learning that back then, like, I had no idea that popping wheelies back then was really going to like translate into, you know, having great balance later on. Mm-hmm. So that was really when I started popping wheelies, was right around maybe like 78.
And what was your
first? That was a good time. That was it.
After you started getting comfortable doing tricks, what was your first real BMX bike? I know I saw some pictures of you on a Haro Freestyler, but was that your first real bike? What was it?
Nope. So I had that Murray, okay? The Murray story is kind of funny. I kept trying to add to it. You know, I was like, I want chrome rims. I got steel rims. And I did kick out and it bent the rims. So I was like, those aren't good chrome rims. Those are just steel crap rims that look like chrome, you know? So anyway, I tried to, that same Murray, I knew that there was like my buddies and one of my real good friends down the street I went to school with, his brother worked at Greenwood Schwinn, and they all had top of the line red lines and they were chrome, right? And I thought, cool, man. I was like, I can go over here to, there was I don't even know if it was a Kmart back then. It was something before that even. But anyway, I went and got chrome spray paint, right? And I came home and my bike was brown and I spray painted it chrome and it was silver. And I kept spray painting thinking like, oh man, the more I put on, the shinier it'll get. And it never did. And I was like, oh, this bike sucks. So I never put it back together once I took it apart. Told my parents that bike sucked. And we went to the bike shop. And this is what's crazy about this story is that like the bike shop I'm getting ready to tell you that I bought my very first bike at, my very first BMX bike. It was a 1980 candy apple red Redline MX2 frame. And then I got some forks and I just kept adding to it. Well, come 86, I'm at that same bike shop at the Redline show watching RL and Todd Anderson ride. And my Redline gets stolen at the same bike shop I bought it at. And I never got that bike back. So I was kind of bummed about that. Yeah. So that was my first real BMX bike. So the one I bought, the one I rode, the one I learned a lot of like crazy stuff on, you know, and went through those roots, those basics, you know, like learning cherry pickers and stuff. I don't have that bike anymore, man. Some dude stole it. So it's gone forever.
Not cool.
It's probably on BMX Museum and being sold over and over again, you know?
No, it's probably,
I just don't know.
It's probably in someone's basement rusting and not being appreciated like it should.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy though. But yeah, that was it, man. It was a Redline MX2, candy apple red. Then I got that neon green Haro Master with the insurance money from homeowners for that bike getting ripped off. I got an 86 neon green Haro Master, and my God, the collectors would freak on that bike.
Mm-hmm.
Have you did you look at that picture and really break that picture down?
The one of you doing the cherry picker?
Yeah.
I didn't yet. I basically just saw it. Oh, cool, and then kept scrolling.
Uh-huh. Try to find a set of 1986 401 Redline flights in 175 in white. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find back then, and I got them.
Man,
Yeah.
you're right.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, that bike had a lot on it. You know, it's pretty cool.
Mm.
But I used insurance money, so that was awesome. I was able to get something cool.
And about
buddy.
How big of a window between you hanging out with RL at a show and then you toured with him or you lived with him? I heard something along those lines.
Yeah, I lived with him. Perry and I drove out there New Year's Eve, 91. I think 90, 91, you know, that winter. Mm. And we lived there at RL's house. And Perry was riding for Bully at the time, and that's why. So he invited us out to live there. We were sleeping on the floor, dude. We not like we had a bedroom or anything. We were in one of the had like a mansion in Redondo Beach. You could see the ocean and everything. Mm. And we were down in one of the front rooms, kind of by the band room, completely open, you know. But we slept right on the floor right there. Me and Perry and Chase Gwynn was there at the time, staying there also. So the three of us were there at RL's house staying there that winter, you know, because we could ride at the spot there at Redondo Beach where it was really nice during the winter. Mm-hmm. And we just finally were like, man, I'm out of school, you know, Perry's free. He's riding for Bully, RL offered, and we were gone. So that was a really nice time. Really, really, I'm stoked for, like, thank you, RL, for that. That was, man, that life changer. I'll tell you that.
I can imagine.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. What's crazier is, dude, so right behind me here, there's I mean, we'll take a tour here in a bit, but there's a stack of VHS tapes behind me right here. And from about maybe, I want to say about 89 on, I had a video camera. So I was shooting a lot at that time, you know, and I mean, I shot everything. I didn't take pictures. I shot video. So right below RL's house, there's a grocery store down there and it had a nice curb. And Rodney Mullen would skate that curb back in the day when he was learning dark side grinds. That's the curb he learned it on. Mm. And I sat there one night and I filmed him for probably over an hour, him working on stuff in a parking lot. And it was pretty cool. It's like watching, it'd be like you just pulling up and you not seeing, like us not seeing you and you shooting us, you know, like in secret or something. And then having that tape years later and saying, check this out. Who's that? That's so-and-so, you know. Mm. There's a tape of Rodney Mullen skating that for like, man, way back in the day in 91. I think it's January 91. It's pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I got to go back to this because this is fascinating to me. Because I know how in the wrestling world, they call it you're marking out for someone. You're basically being a fan. And I'm sure you were a fan of R.L. Osborne before you met him.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Keep going. Sorry.
What was it like? Like, what goes through your head when you're like living with a BMX legend and he's like coaching you and you're learning from him? Like, is it cool? Is it scary?
No, because when we were out there at the time, he's running Bully and it was really a full-time, you know, obviously a full-time thing. So we didn't really get to see RL a whole lot. You know, we go out to the office or whatever and ride the ramp in there. That Bully ramp was really cool. It's tight, but it was so fun because I'm a mini ramp rider. So I ate it up when I got to ride it. But getting out there was really cool. Obviously, you know, I think I was kind of removed from being a fanboy of his. Mm. But I got to tell you that, like, I rode an Osborne Pro after I rode that neon green Haro Master. That was my next bike. It was a white Osborne Pro. Mm. And I modeled my style after RL because the sport was kind of changing at the time and I didn't want to be like everybody else. That was one thing I never wanted to do. I didn't want to do everybody else's everything else, you know? Right. If you did it with your normal foot, I was going to do it switch footed. And that's why a lot of the things I do still to this day are switch footed. I try to do things that are different than everybody. I always have. And RL was that model that kind of showed me that way. Not only that, man, but the bigger story here is that, like, why do I do what I do for a living? And it's because of that guy. And I'll tell that story. That's another story. That's a whole nother big story right there, buddy.
Oh.
That goes deep, man. He tried to get it out of me the other day on that forum or whatever it was. And I was like, no, man, I think I'll tell you that story before I release that to anybody else. So I have to thank him for more than just, allowing me to stay at his house. I mean, everything I have here, everything that I put my kids through and raised on has been because of his words, and that's one of the coolest things about it. But then to get to go live at his house and he invited us out there was really cool. That dude actually taught me something that, like, almost as a parent kind of thing, but like, we didn't need a whole lot then because couldn't afford a lot back then. You know what I mean? We were just bikers out for whatever we could do and wherever we could go. And so I would use his bowl to eat cereal or something like that, and then I would just leave the bowl in the sink. And one day he's like, hey, man, he's like, I don't mind letting you, you guys use the bowls and stuff, but you got to clean them up, man, and put them back when you're done with them. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. That was it, man. I mean, we played some pool up there. And what's funny is like me and him and Perry, we're all like 3 pool sharks. And it's real competitive when we would get together. It got real funny. Like, I mean, the amount of shit talking that goes on at a pool game is ridiculous. And I still do it to this day. You ask Robert Castillo, man, the last games we played were at his place with him and his brother Ruben. It was some funny stuff.
Did you video that?
Dude, I'm still like,
Did you take video of that?
I don't know. Somebody's probably got something, but man, it was ruthless. I'm like, I talk a good game, but then I back it up too, man. I'm like, yeah, guys, get to my 3rd game and then you're done. And sure as shit, man, they were done. They kept coming back for more, Stoney, and I kept giving it to them. Spread a little more on each time. It was pretty funny stuff. But it was like that with RL because that dude's a hustler too, I mean, he's real competitive. Don't get me wrong. That guy's really competitive. Mm-hmm. But yeah, grateful that we got to stay at his place. It was really cool there.
That's cool.
Even though I slept on a floor, that's the life of a pro in their prime, man. You're still sleeping on floors before contests.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of contests, you were one of the last batch of overall riders. You did Flatland, Street, Mini, Vert, and that just doesn't happen anymore. Like, do you get around a lot? Do you see like anyone trying to do it, or is it just everyone has their own discipline and they stick to it?
It's very rare to see riders that branch out and do, all of what we can do, Mm-hmm. You see, obviously with dirt and park and street, it's all similar in what you're doing, to a certain point, but you don't see a lot of dirt riders riding flatland. You don't see a lot of flatlanders riding vert. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain aspects of the sport where a long time ago, if you're going to ride everything, you're going to have 2 bikes. You need a bike that you specifically ride flatland on, just because you can't go beat it up and then come back and try to ride flatland and be serious about it. It's just everything's loose and beat up at that point, shifted, moved, bent, whatever. And flatland. So if you're on that level of that game, it's such a precise game that's going to change everything. And it's just, you're not going to be there. Mm-hmm. So I don't see a whole lot of riders that do that anymore. There's some out there, that are there, but they're not at that level yet, but they're getting there. Mm-hmm. And that's cool to see. But it'd be cool to see more people branching out and doing that. I'm seeing some guys do that now, with this time down that we have. Josh Orr's been riding some flatland, he's a old school dirt rider from Indy, and he's been riding some flatland in his garage with his son. So that's been cool. Mm-hmm. Just seeing people do things that they haven't done, if they don't have the room, they'll go out and try to ride some flatland. So that's been kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah. Jeez. Making the most out of it, buddy, making the most out of it. But I don't see a lot of like all around riders anymore. Not like you used to. Mm-hmm. They're just, people freak out. It's almost like flatland is so far gone as far as like the level of difficulty that they don't even want to try it.
I agree.
And the kids that do get right into it, they're starting out with tricks that it took us 15 years to get to, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, wow, man, you just started out with that. All right. I didn't learn that until I was 25. Thanks. You made me feel great. But that's when the trick came out, maybe at that point, you know what I mean? I decided, we went with the progression since I've been here since the beginning. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Well, you mentioned just the level of difficulty that's in flatland and park now. And there's like 10-year-old kids riding at Matt Hoffman 1992 level now. Like, it's just wild. But who,
Yeah.
as far as like up and comers, who do you have your eye on? Who have you seen and you're just like that guy's got it. That guy's going to be the next big thing.
I haven't even seen those riders yet, because every time I go to something new, that rider's there. You're just like, wow, man, that dude's got something, or she's got something, or they've got something, or you see it. It's been since last year since we had a contest, so really haven't seen anybody in 6 months almost now. Well, 5 months,
Mm-hmm.
as far as contests go. So we really haven't seen any of the talents pop out other than video stuff, but that's video. I don't judge you on video, because you can sit there and film 24/7 to get one clip, man. I know
Right.
how that works. Seeing somebody ride live, that's totally different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching lately, stepping it up, man. His game is Brett Benisewicz. I watched him
Yeah.
tonight. Posted some more video. I'm really proud of that kid, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's sticking with it. He's got the time, and he's putting some videos together and he's stuff again. So I like seeing that right there. That is impressive. The level of riding overall with everybody, it's ridiculous. There's so much going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like I always said, the potential is unlimited. You know what I mean? It's just what's next, what's next, what's next, what's
Mm-hmm.
bigger, badder, better, and it just keeps coming. And that's what's cool about it. Everybody is on a different level of the game now. It's hard to see anybody stepping up over anybody, you know what I mean, in anything in particular. So that's what's really cool about it. Everybody's got their day. We always know that. Nobody's the best all the time. Everybody's got their day.
Well, let's go
Some
to
people just have a lot of great days.
what's that?
I said some people just have a lot of great days.
Well, let's go to the other side of the spectrum now. Like, I've had this conversation with friends of mine, and I've never asked this question of someone with your accomplishments. Who would you put on your BMX Mount Rushmore?
Woo!
Yeah, right?
You only get 4 people.
Only get 4.
That's not a cool question, Stoney.
it's difficult because there's so many different factors that go into it.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
How many years did it take them to accomplish the building and construction of Mount Rushmore?
Why would I know that?
Hey, I'll give you my answer. While you're waiting to give me that answer, I'm going to take that long to give you mine.
All right, let me Google it real quick. Hold on. But
I'm sure it's more than 10 seconds, man. My gosh, the people that have done some stuff. I mean, obviously you got to, oh man, Bob Harrow, Earl Osborne right away. Then it gets tricky after that, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, not Tricky Styler. What's up, Tricky? Because he might think I thought hit, but anyway, man, it seriously does get a little bit like, where do you go after that for real? You got to thank your pioneers, obviously, because without them and what they've done and said and created a path for, I wouldn't be where I am today. So, man, I got to think, you got to think Matt Hoffman too. I put him up there. Damn, man.
One left, only one. Choose wisely.
Oh, man. I mean, can I be greedy enough and say I put myself up there?
You can.
Hey, let me tell you something. I am definitely part of the catalyst that held this sport together while it was not going anywhere and while it was almost in the trash can to go to the dumps. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But again, I'm doing it jokingly, that's my sarcasm towards that. I'm not that like egotistical about that. So I'm just joking about it. But I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not really sure who I could put up there as another face right away.
That's a strong 3, though.
Maybe you. I'd put you up there. The old fat guy right in the end, man.
Yeah, and then I'd fall right back off.
You're the anchor. You're the anchor, man. You're at the end of the rope pulling contest. Without you, nobody's going to go anywhere. You got to take them where you need to go.
All right, stop. This is the Bill. This is the learn about Bill Nitschke, not learn about Stoney.
I put you up there with Matt Hoffman, Bob Harrow, and Osborne, man. That's my Mount Rushmore right there.
Stop it.
And you would see me up on there'd be a part way up there in the top That's where I'd be at. I'd put a perch myself up there, looking down. You guys all right down there? I'd be like, yeah, man, we're cool. Be like, all right, just checking.
All right.
I was watching over you guys, making sure you're keeping it right. Integrity means everything.
All right. Well, I have some other things that I want to run past you, but you had mentioned giving us a tour of some videotapes.
Yeah, you want to see what's up?
I kind of do. You have me curious. Yo.
Hey, you know what's real funny is I know which one you're going to like right away. It's right up on top. Check this out,
That's
man.
brand
right
new.
Below it, Dork and 10, Balancing Act, Dork and New York box sets. There's all kinds of Express Yourself, BMX Plus, Raddest Freestyle Tricks. There you go. Freestyle's Raddest Tricks.
Wow.
Be Hip to it.
Aggro Man.
There's Changa, Scott Powell. There's Curb Dogs. Hey, look, 1986 Redline Freestyle Show. You remember what happened there?
No.
There could be footage of somebody stealing my bike in this video, but it's on DVD. This is a bike show that my bike got ripped off at right here.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Did you go through it to see if you could find the culprit?
No, I watched it. I probably wasn't even paying attention to that. I was probably watching the writing still.
Is that the one where they're jumping off the they're on like a sketchy dirt track and they're flying like 30 feet gaps on those old banana seat bikes?
Yeah,
I've seen that one.
Yeah, man, that's Joe Kidd on a Stingray right there. That's the one that Mark Eaton did. Here's the one that Rick Randall did.
Okay. Straight out of Indy.
Look at that, yeah. Yeah. Dude, that's old school right there too. So anyway, all right, there's some tapes right there. There's VHS tapes. There's all kinds of stuff. Heavy Metal Thunder. Yeah, man. Old Rampage contest. Dude, we didn't even talk about these yet. There's like cases of these right here. You know what these are, right?
I forgot about those.
8mm. This is actually that's a high 8. I've got 8mm high 8, mini DV. There's all, man. I mean, I just filmed it all. Whatever came out, we got that format and went for it. But it goes all the way down. That's just some of it. But there's like so much crazy stuff in here, man. Yeah. There's some stuff in there that people would love to see, I'm sure. Hey, I want to introduce you to my audience tonight. The live Indy 4130 audience is out here.
Nice. Holy crap. No,
they all stop by and check out, what's going on. They all rolled in.
We need a tour of those. Those you have to show us.
Oh, yeah. So everything down here is kind of under construction right now. Since this whole thing's been going on, I've had time to get down here and get some stuff, renovated. And I've been working on all the bikes, trying to get them finished before this Bill Fest 2020 coming up. I'm celebrating turning 50 and then going into my 37th year doing shows. So trying to get things together, man, and get this ready for this party coming up. And there's a lot going on. So there's a lot to do. And that's what I've been working on down here. So when I go to take a tour around here, whatever, show you something, that's what's happening. It's not all together yet, but you can kind of get an idea.
All right.
Yeah. So this guy, watch out for that guy. I made him back in junior high or something. Check out the bowl. That's my dad's bowl. He's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I got my V8 orange pineapple. Here we go. You got to have credentials. Can I see your credentials, sir?
Holy crap.
Which one? Got a few of those. You got to get in places, Stoney. They want to check your. They want to check you out and see what's going on. Are you getting a look at these?
I am getting a look at these.
What's that guy say?
Nice.
Hey, man, did you guys ever find Waldo?
Now I did. He was at Bill Nitschke's house the whole time.
Yeah, just checking.
What's the...
These guys, though.
Wait, pan back a little bit.
Can you, how's the lighting for you?
It's perfect.
All right, good.
How often do all these get ridden?
Yeah, these aren't all of them, man. I mean, we'll get there. I'm still working on some, but that's what I'm saying. I'm really close to being done with all of these. Hey, by the way, if you guys are curious of what that bike is right there, what do you think I learned on that? That's a 1990 Chrome GT Pro Freestyle Tour.
That's what I thought that was.
What happened around that time?
What did happen around that time?
That's when I learned whoppers. That's the
Oh, no
actual
kidding.
frame. That's it right there. That's the OG.
Is that the one that was in BMX Plus, or was that freestyling?
Yeah, whatever Spike Jones shot that at that contest in January of '91.
Okay.
That's the actual bike that I did that on. Then I got on Haro like that very next day or whatever it was. There's a General Hustler Pro. Okay, so hey, the story about the red line getting ripped off, right? I wanted to rebuild some kind of in tribute to like that, and this is it so far. This is what I'm working on. I need a yellow lightning bolt Alina seat, and then I'm done with it. I got to put that cable on there, hook it up. But that yellow red line, I don't know if the lighting's very good, but I got my grips taped up because I don't want anybody touching my grips, getting them all greasy and slimy. But that bike is almost as brand new as you could get for a 1980 MX.
Oh, you froze up.
The colors, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Are we better now?
We were, and then we stopped.
All right. How about now?
Let's see here.
Let's get back to the bar, Stoney.
Back to the bar. I got more questions for you.
Yeah. Maybe I couldn't go anywhere down here. Who knows? Bad signal. All right. Are we better now?
Yes. Thank you.
All right. We got great service in the bar.
Yeah, we do. Oh, wait, too close.
A message from the president of Bill Nitschke.
Wait, hold on.
All right, here we go.
We went wrong somehow. Hold on. I don't know what you just did, but it threw my computer into a fit. Let's see. Almost there. All right, we have Bill's head. All right, we're back to normal almost.
I'm putting my antenna up, man.
All right, back to business. So BMX is your life. This is what you do. I want to go back. What just happened?
I don't know.
It keeps trying to cut you down.
You can't bring me down.
All right, there we go.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Can you see me?
Yes. Okay, so BMX is your whole life. You make a living off of BMX still. Did you freeze up? All right. Can you hear me now?
Uh-oh.
I think we're back to being good.
Now I can. There you go.
All right. I just got to.
Yes.
I have to keep your photo a little smaller.
Oh, dang.
All right. We'll leave it right there. Okay. So
BMX the whole life.
You've done BMX your whole life, and then something like this happens. The coronavirus comes along. Back in, I'm going to say January, I'm sure you were still planning shows and getting your schedule for the summer ready. And then this just kind of creeps up on you. Walk me through like the things you noticed happening, the cancellations, like how did it come along? How did it happen for you?
All right, so at this point, I was busy as shit. Like I hadn't had a show since the end of October. Then we had the last AFA contest at the first week of November, which is the Battle in the Rockies. After that, nothing. So I coast through wintertime. We usually get to about March, and by March, things start to pick up. Well, at that point, we had the AFA contest booked, ready to go for March 14th and 15th down in Jupiter, Florida. After that, I was going to Woodward West for the old school reunion, and Dave Norrie and I had the reminiscing notorious BMX Flatland Jam, which is a 3-stage contest that Dave Norrie and I were putting on at Woodward West. The weekend after that, I was coming back to Indy and then going to Milwaukee for the Battle for Midwest BMX Round 2, a series I help out with out here in the Midwest. It's a park series. Then the weekend after that, back to Florida for Swamp Fest, April 4th. Had all this plan, flights, everything ready to go. I had shows booked in between all these weeks and these events, and all of this coming out of the car wash and getting ready to get on the highway in Orlando to go down to Jupiter, Florida on that Friday for the pre-jam. The brakes hit right then, man, and there was nothing we could do about it. Everything canceled right after that. it was like a domino effect. So for me, I just went right back to doing what I've done all winter, just projects around here, working on things I need to get done for this event coming up for Bill Fest. And so it's giving me the time to get a lot of that little extras here and there, polished up and done and detailed, and not have to worry about it later on in the summer when, I'd rather be doing something else. So I'm able to do that now. So I'm taking a bad thing and I'm making the most out of it, like I always do. This is no different for me, man. It doesn't matter what it is. Shows or a virus, no shows, it doesn't matter. I don't really care what's going on. Mm-hmm. I'm still going to work around it, make the best out of it. So whatever you give me, I'm not going to sit around and complain and bitch about it. I'm going to do something in that time. That's free time, man. Like, you don't get it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, do something with that time. I mean, I'm staying up 2 days at a time right now, Stoney. I don't do the 8 to 5 or whatever, 9 to 5 or whatever. I do 2 days at a time, sleep for a few, 3, 6 hours, something like that, and then get right back up and jump into it again. There's just so much to do, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then, that's what I've been doing. Making the most out of it. It's, it's only going to last so long. I mean, I knew with entertainment, we were going to be the first to go. So it's not like I freaked out. When you know what could possibly happen and you're ready for it, then there's nothing to freak out about. So, I mean, I'm always prepared for the worst. I expect the best, but I'm always prepared for the worst. So I was ahead of the game, on this whole thing. Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah. So I'm not freaking out about it. I mean, I just got to make some money here sooner or later.
Well, like going back to 9/11, this had to be similar because you were still doing this for a living then.
Yeah.
And at some point it started back up.
Yeah.
Are you seeing any parallels between when it started back up then and about to start back up now? Or are we just not there yet?
No, I don't think that's going to happen. This is a different fear. This is something that, like, people, I think, in the end, the way I look at it, I think this looks, more to the effects of a serious flu. And I don't think people are going to look at this as like a terrorist fear, versus like a viral fear. Completely different. It took a little bit longer, I think, with things changed, obviously, after 9/11. Every door was locked after that. That sucked, man. And I have to buzz getting into almost every, 99.9% of schools I go into, I have to buzz to get into them. Now, I love it when I go out in the middle of nowhere and you can just open a door and everybody's like, hey, we knew you're coming. Thanks. Hey. And it's like, yeah, that's cool, man. I love that feeling. That's America to me. You know what I mean? Having that freedom of trust, and you can trust anybody. I love that. And so that's different. This is one of those things where I think what you're going to see after this is you're going to see people like, if you cough or sneeze or do anything within like a certain perimeter of somebody now, they're going to freak out on you, and be like, wait, what are you doing? I think that's what you're going to see is a distancing maybe for a while. But after that, it's going to go back to whatever. I mean, I'm already high-fiving people, dude. When this was going on, I was in Corona, California. I came back, got sick for 2. I mean, I might have had it. Who knows? I was down for 2 full weeks. Didn't eat for 4 days. I think I drank 2 bottles of water in that 4 days. Lost 31 pounds. It was pretty crazy. But I got through that, went back out and did 2 weeks of shows before these contests were getting ready to kick off. We're high-fiving kids all the way through it. So, I mean, we got immune systems. We'll get through this stuff. You know what I mean? It just sucks that it happens to hit other people and so forth. But I think what you'll see after this is a little bit of a distancing thing. And then people will get back to, hanging out and, high-fiving again. I'm already high-fiving people, dude. I mean, I've got a time on my card, like when it's punched, I'm out. Until then, I'm going to live at full throttle like I always do. You know what I mean? Right. I'm not going to let something keep me down because I can't see it. I can. We've stared death in the face more than any of these viruses that we've ever faced every day doing what we do. Mm-hmm. So this is something else. You know what I mean? And so for me, it's like, okay, I'm going to do what I've done. And I've distanced from everybody. I mean, I've only went to the store to get necessities and that's it. It's like I've done more than what most people probably do. Let's just put it that way to stay away from things. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing my part. Hopefully it disappears. Everybody gets back to high five and having fun and hanging out and being social again. You know what I mean? It's not a good thing to be where we are. So, but make the best out of the worst always. That's all you can do with it, and keep your mind sane. That's the biggest part of it, just staying sane during this time. Because too much time, man, in your own head is a real bad place to be.
Yeah.
Unless you're here, man, and you might get lost in the party.
I would love to be in Bill's brain.
All right, man, that's a serious sign. Yeah, that's a serious side of Bill Nitschke. All right. Woo. Hey, but that's why I'm able to play so hard. You know what I mean? I can be serious and dodge those curveballs and stuff like I always talked about. You know, it's just like, get to know where you're kind of going, man, and know what you're up against. And that's just, you know, I don't know. Play what you got.
Like you
See
have,
what happens.
like you're one of the most positive people I've ever met. Like, and you're always like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? How you doing?" Like hugs, high fives. All right, it's Bill. Bill's here. It's gonna be a good time. Where do you get that from? Like, was there someone growing up they programmed you with that kind of energy, or was it just something that is within that you always had? What makes Bill Bill?
I don't know, man. I've always had that energy. Um, Obviously being different than everybody, but it wasn't like I tried to be different than everybody necessarily to be like, you're whatever you are. I've always had an energy, man. Like there's always been something that always drove me to just keep going.
Mm,
And it's kind of weird, you know, the older you get, you keep noticing it and you're like, all right, something inside you just keeps telling you, go, 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 go. You got more than that. You got more than that. You can keep going. And I mean, I think a lot of it maybe had to do with the work ethic that I gained at a younger age, riding as much as we did and how we rode and how we trained. And I use the word train because it's, you know, it's what the kids use now, but back then it was just going out and practicing.
mm.
That's what we called it, practicing. My grandpa called it playing. That used to kind of tick me off. I was like, no, man, I'm going to go practice. No, you're going to go play, aren't you? No, I'm going to go practice. Practice. Have fun playing. I was like, man, come on, dude, you're not taking it serious. And I was dead serious about it, you know? And it's like, I realized later on, man, he's right. And I still get to play for a living, and that's what's cool about it. But yeah,
So
who knows?
are
Crazy.
are you keeping busy during all this? Like
Yeah,
you
that's what's crazy. Okay, Stoney, people keep asking me, they're like, what are you doing, man? Like, you know, hey, do you need something to do? And I'm like, you kidding me? Like, dude, I try that, like, I come home and I don't do anything but turn into Schneider from whatever that show, One Day at a Time. And I do house projects the whole time I'm back here. I do more work when I'm at home doing, I do more work here than I do when I'm on the road. There's so much going on, man, all the time, you know? It's like, it's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I stay busy enough. There is a list, an ongoing to-do list in here. I don't, you know, if you know me, you'll know one thing. You'll never see me write down to do anything. It's all up here, man. Every single bit of it. It's all up here. Doesn't matter how long ago it's on there. It's up here still. So yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. Everybody asks me that. They're like, you need anything to do? I'm like, you serious? If you knew what I've already done today and you just woke up, nah, man, I'm doing just fine, man. I got a list that you would freak out if you saw. No, man, I'm just fine. Thank you. I'll bet you could help me though. You need something to do?
No, I'm good, buddy.
You couldn't keep up, man. You guys would get lost.
I wouldn't even try to keep up with you. I'd just be like, go ahead, Bill. I'll be back here.
You'd be like, where do you go? Oh man, he's already gone. He's on something else. He's on the next planet.
I do want to ask
you
about, okay, you and Rich Hoppy were doing a podcast for a while. And I think you both have a fantastic personality to do things like that. Why aren't you doing this more?
I think a lot of it had to do with going to contests and not. There's a lot. The last 5 years have been really hectic and crazy and busy, and I think it's been a lot of like just connecting and hooking up and just doing it and taking the time out to do it, you know, while we're doing other things. And so I think a lot of that had to do with that. You know, it's just sitting down and like getting into a 30-minute deal roughly. And I think a lot of it had to do with that. So it's a lot of fun. I love it because it's so random. The whole point of it is the oddcast is the OADD broadcast. So it's spelled differently, and you know it's got ADD in there to just go randomly and do whatever you want to say and do. You notice in those you don't hear me ever like swearing or cussing. It's very rare that you hear that, but it's random still, like the stuff that we talk about. But we still try to do current events, and, you know, what's going on. keep everybody updated on things like that, and to help out with stuff or whatever. But it's fun to do. We'll probably do more of them. We just I don't know. We got into it, and then everything happens. Rich has got a new baby now, so there's just your time gets ate up everywhere, And I've got 4 kids, only 3 full time in the house now. One's grown and she's gone. Pete's the next one. He graduates this year, but yeah, it's with all that going on. It's it's a juggling act for me, and so to try to get up there, and we have to be together. And he lives 2 hours north of me, so even though we see each other a lot, actually sitting down and separating that hour or so that we need to go through all that and get it ready and go through it and do it, and then he's got to put it together after that. It does take a little while, and it's hard to kind of the timing make the timing work with it. So hopefully more pretty soon. I like doing it. It's fun.
I think you should.
It's a blast.
I think you should
have a good time.
Like that's how someone's eventually going to stumble upon Bill Nitschke and be like, we need to just throw money at this guy to stand in front of a camera. I would.
Yeah, so maybe what with those out there, and we put a little gap in there for that to fester, and maybe the next one we do, they'll be like, oh my God, they're back again. Yes, we've been talking about this. You got to show your buddy, man. And the next thing you know, boom, we're on Hollyweird Boulevard. Woo!
And I'm gonna say I saw it coming the whole time. Well,
man, I would really freak out. I'd really freak out someday if I got a star on Hollywood Boulevard. Wouldn't that be crazy?
No, it would make perfect sense. I could see it.
It would, but man, it would still knock me out of the park if I saw that happen, because right now I would never see something like that coming in my life, but I could see it as a potential happening, but right now I could never, no, not even where I sit right now at this point, I would never see that happen, but it would be cool if it did. That'd be something weird, that happened. I mean, it'd be about as same as me being in a space shuttle or something, in a few years from now. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to Art Thomas, man. I'll talk to Art and see if I can make that happen. Yo, we need somebody really wild, man. Somebody, a real go-getter, a wild card, man, on this NASA space shuttle system. We need you, Bill. And I'll be like, all right, I'm game. Let's go. What are we going to do? We don't know yet. You get out there and show us what you got. I'll be like, all right. And I'm gone.
We can't be shooting Bill Nitschke into space. We just can't. We need you here, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd be back. I'd probably parachute back in or something, try to beat that last guy's record, Remember that guy that dropped from that hot air balloon?
Yeah. And he had his suit on.
I'd try to beat that guy's record. I mean, you got to go higher and bigger, right?
I will email Elon. What's that dude, Musk? Is that his name?
Is it Elon Musk?
I will email him after we get off this call and say, hey, you need to shoot Bill Nitschke into space.
Yeah, man. I'm dumb enough just to be dangerous.
Well, we are going to wind down, but there's some things that I wanted to run past before we did. You've done everything. You've toured. You've won contests. What's next in BMX for Bill?
Oh, that's a deep question, and I got a lot of answers that I can't tell you about right now.
Okay, well, let's. Is there something you can share?
No, for real though. Yeah, there's a lot, man. I really, with what's been going on over the last 5 years, being back, we talked about, kind of getting away from contests and the whole like limelight of all the X Games and the MTV and all that stuff, We
froze up. Connecting. Stand by. Technical difficulties. All right. I'm going to try to reconnect. Wait. I hear you.
Yeah.
I heard you and then you stopped. Oh, we can't end yet. There's stuff I still want to know. All right, I'm going to disconnect and holler back. Stand by. All right, we should be back. All right.
Hey, don't you hate when that happens?
I do. All right. What I was asking, what's left for you, Bill? What's out there that you still want to do as far as in the BMX world?
All right, we talked about all kinds of stuff that, I mean, things I've done or whatever. But with being back in the contest scene in the last 5 years, that's opened up some doors to maybe, obviously help out with what we've done with contests, me putting my 2 cents in and being there and helping out. And there's more to it than that, I don't know what happens. I think at Bill Fest, I'm going to let some things out at that point, and kind of, I got some ideas. Let's put it that way. I mean, it's an idea factory right here that's never stopping. It's just a matter of implementing something. So in industry stuff, maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anything's possible. That's the best part about it. I mean, obviously I'm still going to ride. I'm trying to rehab the knee still. It's been a year since I dislocated it. So it's still kind of getting stronger. I've been dancing to Mark Eaton's mixes every day. DJ Eaton. Yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan.
I've been dancing to those. So that's like building up the strength of my legs. I've been going at it with that, kind of, it's been fun doing that. But I don't know. I kind of just live with life and the way it kind of flows my way. And I take whatever it hands me and just kind of make something out of it, make the most out of it. But the winds are always blowing me wherever they want me to go. I mean, I know that. I know the weird stuff, like if I'm carrying something that I will never drop in my life in a million years, I'm going to walk out the door and take a trip somewhere, it'll get knocked out of my hand. And I got to take the time to go down and pick it up. And I realize when I'm picking it up, that happened for a reason, man. Because if I would have gotten in my car and been 30 seconds ahead of what I was just doing, I might have died or something. And I've been in situations where accidents have happened right in front of me within 30 seconds, or actually happened right physically in front of me. So I kind of just, roll with wherever the winds are blowing a lot of times, in life. I know what I want to do. I know where I want to go, but I just kind of go where the right way to go is, make the right choices, and I flow with it that way. There's a common sense comfort that I go with that I like. And it's, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain it. You know what I mean? It's almost like the Force, I guess, if you were like into the Jedi thinking, but that really has some kind of backbone to it. If you can play life like that and it works with you. And they won't understand what I'm talking about right now until you're on that level, but that's no shit. There's a whole different level of the game at a certain speed in life. And when you're on it, you know what I'm talking about. So I don't know where I'm going, Stoney. That's what I'm getting at, buddy. Where it took me. All those ripples in the water took me right to you tonight, right here. And to everybody, whoever else is watching, that's the best part about it. Some weirdos watching in their grandparents' basement. They're like, I just motivated them to come out, man, and see the sun for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? It's who knows? Who knows? Yeah. I don't know where I'm going, buddy. I'm right here though, and that's all that counts.
Well, I really, really appreciate you coming on and spending time with us.
Yeah.
You couldn't have been any more eager to do this. You're like, Stoney, yeah, let's do it. And
yeah,
I appreciate it, and thank you a lot.
Yeah.
Before we wrap it up, do you have any sponsors or plugs or websites that you'd like to tell the world about?
Nope. I'm just kidding. That, man, I mean, it's I do ride for myself for the most part. That's the greatest part about it. Obviously, no, I ride for me, man. This is a real I ride for me kind of moment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a real rad I ride for me moment. Nobody puts money in my pocket. Nobody hands me a bunch of free product or anything like that. Like I said, I'm Bro Factory with Kip. I help promote him a shitload as much as I can, to the point where you think it's my company even. And that's the way I'm telling you, man. I try to promote. If I'm riding your stuff, or I really believe in you, I will ride you, and I will promote. I'm going to promote you like that. Mm-hmm. I think what I need to say though is everybody out there, what are we, a month and a half into this thing where people are kind of in the quarantine thing, man. Keep a positive, strong, solid mind. If you got issues, go out and scream. I don't care. Act like a nut. Just get out and get loose. Talk to somebody. Don't get lost in your own mind. It's a dark place again, like I said, when you have that much time and you're not doing normal things. For me, I haven't done enough shows in the last 6 months to satisfy my needs. So I'm doing what I can, and it's it's crazy for me to stay as positive as I can, even in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So I know that the best part about it is that I know there's light at the end of the tunnel, because I've been long, long trips, man, where that light was never around for a long time. And eventually I knew and I get there. But this is a whole different thing that a lot of people have not experienced before. You know, people think a 2-week vacation is great. You guys are on a 6-week vacation, and you might be losing your minds now. So too much time off, man, is really not necessarily a great thing for everybody. So stay sane, you know, try to keep a smile on your face. If you need help with that, just call Stoney. He'll do whatever he needs to do to help you out. He'll probably call me, man. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just try to keep posting something. Maybe I'll try to post something positive every day for people, you know? You don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Start with that one. That's a challenging one. Let's get out of this get you gotcha society. Yeah. That'd be a great step too, man. What do you think about that one? I could go on and on, man. It's like, yeah, I could be the George Carlin of your evening right here, buddy, and it would blow people's freaking minds. But I ain't got time for that. I'm just saying, stay sane, stay safe, stay happy. You got any issues, let me know about it, and then you can deal with it your damn self, because I ain't got time for that shit. Just here to make you laugh and realize it's only reality, man. It's survival. Let's just have fun and enjoy it to the end, baby. Well, that's what I'm saying.
I do like...
Hey, speaking of the end...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just joking. I was segueing for you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I do like to leave these on a high note, and you just... I can't reach where we're at now, so real quick, if anyone wants to contact Bill Nitschke or book him or find out about anything you do, how do they do it?
Yeah, you can get a hold of me at 317-867-5309.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the internets. You ever get on the internets, Stoney? The internets. I think they were playing basketball down at the internets the other day, man. I seen Bird from downtown.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, I don't know. Bill Nitschke on the internet. WonderWheelsBMX.com. You can check that out. Hey, I want people to check something out, man. I've been working on this. Shannon's been working harder on it than I have. I just put all the effort into making all of that other stuff happen, and then she just puts it all on the internet. BillNitschke.com. Check that out. That is a website that is dedicated specifically to what I've done in the course of my career. We're still adding to it. If you guys have pictures, videos, or any interviews or anything that I did in a zine or anything that you might have, send that to me. I want to keep adding that to it. The museum here is incredible. If you guys got any old BMX parts or anything you want to send, anything that's really cool, rare, whatever, I don't care, man. I'm not trying to sell any of your stuff that you send here. Everybody that knows me knows that if it comes here, it stays here. I don't do that stuff. It goes into this and it gets shown off. Or showed off, whatever you want to call it. So that's one of the cool things. And then you got Bill Fest coming up, 2020. That's Labor Day weekend, Stoney. Are you going to be here for that?
Pandemic permitting.
The answer is yes, and then you can change your mind later, and I'll kick you in the nuts.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right, good. September 5th is the main day. Live bands, lots of riding, crazy drop-ins, jumps, quarter pipes. I'm trying to put a pool out in front, but I need sponsors for that. I need $600 for that. So if you guys want to sponsor the pool, there's a branch that's about 20 feet off the ground, right above where I'd like to put the pool in front of the stage. That would be kind of cool, man. So anyway, we're looking for sponsors for that. Bill Fest 2020. I'll be celebrating turning 50. Can you believe that? A half a century?
It doesn't feel like it. Like, I'm right behind you, buddy. It does not feel like it. I still feel like a 19-year-old kid.
I know. How's that feel?
It's not bad.
Tell everybody what I feel like and how I live, Stoney. Like who? What's that dude that flies through life avoiding Captain Hook?
The gator.
Peter Pan, baby.
And he does you taught me this. He does the biters.
That's right. You got to stay away from them.
All right, sir.
Yeah, that's all I got, buddy.
We are going to shut this down. Bill, thank you so much for taking time to hang out. And for y'all watching, please go to BillNitschke.com. NITSCHKE. Did I spell it right?
Ooh, that's good. Yes.
All right.
Perfect.
And if you would like to, thank you for watching. And if you would like to support the channel, you can go to OFGBMX.com, and we have shirts and stickers and jerseys and stuff. And we are going to Tap out now. Bill, you get the final word.
OFG, old fat guy in the house. Bill Nitschke, Stony McGee. Yeah!
Thanks again, Bill. Peace out, everybody.
Right on, Stony. Thank you. Everybody stay safe, stay sane. Love you. Yeah!